Hello, dear students! Well, read these sentences. I work at home. My parents or they watch TV. My father and I or we go dancing. You study English. Look at the verb. What happens to the verb? Excellent. It doesn't change. It's in base form. Now these sentences. My mother or she works at home. Daniel or he watches TV. My dog or it goes to the park. Look at the verb. What happens to the verb? It changes. Yes. Why? Because the subject is she, he, or it. So, what's the topic for today? Yes, time off, part 2. And the goal, our objective, conjugate the verbs in present simple with different subjects, including the third person. So remember, for a sentence, we need subject, verb, and complement. If the subject is I, you, we, or they, the verb doesn't change. For example, I watch, you watch, we watch, they watch TV at 6 p.m. No change. But if the subject is he, she, or it, the verb changes. For example, he watches, she watches, it watches TV at 6 p.m. Remember, there are 3 rules to change the verb for the third person. Let's see the rules. Rule 1, add s to the majority of the verbs. Rule 2, add es if the verb finishes in these letters. Rule 3, when the verb finishes in consonant plus letter Y, you eliminate letter Y and add ies. But if there is a vowel, it's different. For example, play. You have a vowel before letter Y. So what do? Not rule number 3. The only option, letter S, rule number 1. Now, pay attention. The verb have, it's an irregular verb. You cannot use rule number 1, 2, or 3. For I, you, we, and they, you say have. For example, I have a big house. They have a big house. But for he, she, and it, it's has. You cannot say has, for example. That's incorrect. He has, she has, it has a big house. Be careful. Challenge 1. Look at the subject and according to this subject, determine if you have to change the verb or not. Example, my friends or they, and the verb is play. It changes or not? No, because the subject is they. So you write play, the same verb. Now, in number 2, Andrea or she, the verb is watch. Yes, it changes because the subject is she. So Andrea watches series at 7 a.m. Challenge 2. Write 8 activities you do when you have time off and 8 activities one member of your family does when he or she has time off too. For example, in my case, I do sports at home and then I continue. My family member is my brother. He goes to the gym and then I continue writing the sentences. Challenge 3. With the activities from Challenge 2, make an oral presentation in an audio. First, introduce yourself and mention your activities. Then, introduce that member of your family and say the activities he or she does. An example. Hello, I'm Milagros Perez. When I have time off, I watch series at night, etc., etc., etc. Luis is my brother. When he has time off, he plays football or volleyball, etc., etc., etc. Remember, students, it's an example. If you want, you can include more personal information or more activities, okay? You did great, students. See you next class.
Created using Powtoon.